Hey guys, EBPMAN here. Now in today's video, we're taking a look at the ATOMI Alpha. This is a new scooter that just hit our channel and it's packed with some really cool features. First of all, this is a 650 watt powered scooter that has a 25-mile range with 18 miles per hour top speed. Now keep in mind that that's going to vary based on slope, your body weight, and whatnot. It can support 265 pounds. It has a built-in cable lock system, which I think is standoutish. Basically, it has a combination lock and a cable that comes out that allows you to tie this thing up so that it doesn't get stolen on you, or at least it'll make it a little bit harder for someone to take it. It does also have, again, my favorite, RGB lights. So it has front RGB and side RGB that are all synchronized and it's app enabled. It's worry-free. You're looking at 9-inch anti-puncture tubeless tires, which is also good. And then also it has a great IP rating. So let's take a closer look at the scooter. We'll go on a ride and you'll see why you may want to consider this as your next scooter.
All right guys, so first thing we're going to do is take a look at this scooter, and you're probably noticing something that I really like, and that is the RGB lights that this scooter has. So again, we're taking a look at the ATOMI Alpha scooter, and this scooter has RGB on the bottom and in the front, which you're going to see in a couple seconds. But let's talk about the specs. First of all, this is a 650 watt powered scooter that has a range of 25 miles, right? So it has about, from I think my testing was, probably about 18 miles per hour was the top speed. It has 9-inch anti-puncture tubeless tires and can support a maximum weight of 265 pounds. It does have one of the brightest and most informative displays that we've seen in quite some time. And then it has a quick way to fold it, but what I really like the most is that it has a built-in combination lock cable that's going to allow you to lock this thing down. The ambient lights that you see on the bottom also are a standout feature, and as well as it can use a Bluetooth app. So let's take a look at like the front a little bit. We'll go ahead and pan a little bit over here so you can take a look at this even further. The first thing that you'll notice is that the board itself, the actual where you would put your feet, is rather narrow, and you'll see this in the riding experience as well. But all in all, this thing looks really, really sharp. And then as you see right here, I'm going to come up a little bit, you'll notice that the front LED, right, that kind of goes from top to bottom, matches the LED lighting schema of the floorboard. And then what you'll notice right here is that it does still have a light. So that's not the light, that's just accent, right? That's what's so cool about this. Now let's pan around a little bit so you can see. Over here you have also turning signals. That's one thing I wanted to mention. Those buttons that you see right here, these are turning signals. And then you can see right here this display that is just gorgeous, has a lot of information there, and it also supports cruise control. I'm just going to come over here back for a couple seconds, and then I'm going to go ahead and enable the signal markers. So you can see this, it just turned off. We'll go ahead and turn this on so you can see it on, and I'm going to turn on the right, and notice how the signal marker is on. So that's pretty bright, and that's going to be very helpful. And then when I turn on the other side, you can see how that works, right? And then all you have to do is, again, is just press the brakes, and you can see how the brake also lights up. But, you know, super informative. So when you're using this, you press the right arrow marker if you want to turn right, and you'll notice that it turns on, and then you press it again to turn it off. But you can do the left one, and then you can press the left one to turn it off. Super, super cool. Now the scooter does have a really informative display here. You'll see your fuel, you'll see your miles, you'll see also your miles per hour, and then you'll see if you have cruise control or not. And cruise control is pretty simple. As soon as you just turn on the scooter and you hold it at a specific speed for a period of time, it's going to beep and put you in cruise control. It does have 3 speed modes, and you basically can just switch to them by just tapping this button here. I tend to ride at the fastest speed mode for me, given all the scooters I've ridden. Now over here you do have your bell, so that's loud. You have a brake, and the brakes are super duper responsive. And then the last thing we'll highlight right here is this is the throttle, but this is a kick scooter, so you have to kick it forward. You have to kind of like push forward before it starts. All right, now one standout feature that I want to highlight is right here in the bottom. You notice here that you have a combination lock. Well, let me show you what's hidden inside of the scooter. And I actually wish that all scooters had this. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and push this in right here, open it up, and then I'm going to pull this out. It has a cable This cable, you can use it to basically tie around let's say like a bike rack and lock down your scooter with that combination lock. Absolutely love it. Okay. Now folding this scooter is pretty simple. Once you release this lock, you just push it forward and then it just falls back just like this. And it goes down really, really soft. And then this corner right here, you'll notice the lock over here basically gets into its place just like this. Now opening it up, pretty simple. Goes back to the top. Once you've done that, lock it into place, and that's all there is to it. All right, guys, today we are riding the ATOMI electric scooter. Really, really intriguing scooter, I have to say. Has one of the narrowest boards, riding boards I've seen on a scooter in quite some time. So you're gonna ride this a little bit more like a skateboard, a very thin skateboard, and you can see by the position of my feet how narrow this board is. But it has a lot of very nice features. First of all, the tires, worry-free, run-flat tires. You don't have to worry about getting stranded. Love that. Second, it has turning signals. Yes! Now, this is something that I've seen on bikes, but not often on scooters. So it has left and right turning signals right here on the side that you can actually actuate, and you have these little markers on the back that actually will turn on, showing left and right. The other thing is that you have a 700-watt motor that's going to give you around 20 miles, maybe a little bit more depending on your weight, 25 actually, I believe. And then the speed is going to be a little bit between 18 and 20 miles. I got to see how well this one does. Now the scooter does have cruise control, so that is enabled as you're holding down the throttle. You'll hear a little beep and you can let go. So like right now, I am not using the throttle at all. My hand is free and it's just doing its thing. So, and my top speed according to the scooter is 17 miles an hour. Now the display for this scooter is very bright. It is very colorful too, so there's a lot going on here. It does have a smart app that you can connect to the scooter, and it does come with a little bell, relatively loud. Has a single brake, right? But it's a very responsive brake. Press it right there and scooter is gonna come to a halt very, very fast. We talked about the top speed. Right now I'm hitting around 17 miles an hour. And you know, this is obviously a flat terrain, no elevation, so you can expect based on wind, based on weight, for that to be different. Now one of the things we're going to test is the actual performance. I'm right now hovering at about 4 miles an hour. I'm going to hit the throttle to see how long it takes to get to top speed. Right now it's at 10, it is 12, it is 13, and it is continuing all the way up to 16, 17, and it looks like that's the top speed. So that's the only thing that you'll hear is that little beep when you get in cruise control. It does have multiple modes, but I tend to always go on the fastest mode and control that in the throttle. And just overall, while it's super duper slim, this thing is really, really maneuverable, right? So I really like the aerodynamics. And one thing that we haven't talked about are the LEDs. Oh my God, you guys know I love RGB. Anything that lights up, it caught my attention, and this one definitely does. Now, one other cool feature about this scooter that I find unique or less unique, but more, I would say, rare on scooters, is it has an embedded locking system that allows you to chain your scooter to a pole or a bike rack. So if you're, again, looking at, for example, taking this to college or work and you want to chain this thing down, it has an integrated combination lock in the base that has an extendable cable that you can use to tie it up. Absolutely love that feature. I wish all manufacturers included it. It's one less thing to carry. One last thing to highlight about this scooter is that this scooter is a kick to start scooter, so this is not going to take off by simply pressing the button. You're going to have to kick it forward, just scoot forward, and then it will automatically, or once you hit the throttle, it is going to move. Besides that, it's a delicious scooter.
So guys, that wraps up our review. See you in the next video.